Seattle never disappoints for headlines, do they? Fence at Denny Blaine Park, that's Pervert Park, installed to hide nudity, vandalized the day after it's installed. Why did they install a fence? That is their solution to a bunch of whacked out nut jobs who continuously please themselves and others at a public park. And guess what? The neighbors don't appreciate that. They want to have their children be able to play at the park. Who knew? Park, kids, families? Ugh. It's a tough one in Seattle. So officials in Seattle came up with this genius plan. I mean, this is some real soul searching they did to come up with this solution. Let's get into it. Here we go.
From public sex to other indecent activities. Last month, we told you about a judge's ruling ordering the city of Seattle to address that kind of illegal activity at a historical nude beach at Denny Blaine Park.
Today, our cameras captured the city's latest effort to comply with the judge's ruling. But as Fox 13's reporter Nia Wong shows us, some park goers don't like it.
Okay, let me break it down for you real quick. All right. So you have got a fence running through here, and they have made it somewhat opaque. So you got to have clothing here, and then you've kind of got this concrete barrier, right? And then it steps down. You can see literally the steps down here and down here. You walk down to area 2 and then area 3, which is the shoreline. All of this now is clothing optional. So the complaint is that people were doing weird, crazy stuff up here, weird, crazy stuff all over the park because that's what they do. They're exhibitionists and they like to jerk off for others. That's Crank the Hog, I think was one of the titles I saw in a short I watched on this. So now people who don't want to watch others do that can't get down to the waterfront. They can't get down to the prime part of the park because City of Seattle has decided, well, this is now clothing optional and we're going to put this kind of see-through green opaque thing through the fence so that you won't be bothered with those people doing the illegal sex acts at the waterfront, the primo part of the park. But let's keep going, right?
Well, Friday didn't bring in what we'd call beach weather.
I'm here today on a rainy day just to check it out.
It still brought in visitors like Nicole Page to Denny Blaine Park.
Emotionally, it's disappointing. It's infuriating.
That's how Page describes the new visual barrier. At least 2 other visitors who didn't want to go on camera called it stupid and unnecessary.
It is a solution that lacks.
A lawsuit accused the city of Seattle of failing to stop illegal activity at the historically nude beach. For now, the opaque screens dividing the park into clothing and clothing optional sections, along with signs alerting visitors about the changes, are what the city of Seattle has come up with as a resolution to a years-long back-and-forth battle between park goers and nearby neighbors.
If the problem is bad actors, why are we limiting the footprint for peaceful beach goers?
Thursday night, Seattle police responded to a report of parts of the barrier being torn down and stuffed into portable toilets in the area. Officers even went to Veretta Park trying to track down a suspect, but did not find them, eventually determining there to be probable cause for damage to park property. The visual barrier was restored by Friday.
They're definitely responding differently to wealthy complaints about public nuisances.
In Seattle, Nia Wong, Fox 13 News.
So much to unpack there. So much to unpack. Now I want to take a couple of.
From public
on a rainy day just
go.
to check it out.
Yeah,
let's. I'm here today.
All right. So this is the normal part of the park. This is area whatever that second area is. Beyond here, you've got the waterfront and you are lake here. You are looking east this direction here. The barricade starts here and goes kind of along the left-hand side. So let me take you to why this is such a crazy thing. This is one of Seattle's most expensive areas. This is the Denny Blaine area. You've got Madison Park here. You've got Broadmoor Country Club. This is literally some of the most expensive real estate north of California, and especially in Seattle, is right here. Now, where this looks out at is literally Bill Gates' home is right here. I'll zoom in. It's right here, Northeast 14th Street. If you go just a little bit further to the north and east, this is where Jeff Bezos just sold his $63 million home. And there is a parcel, $79 million on the end of Yarrow Point. So this is looking out on some of the most expensive real estate that there is in North America, residential. And so when you've got neighbors here that are dropping the hammer on, hey, why is there a dude for 6 hours in his red Chevy S10 truck that's been masturbating on the hood? Why are you allowing that? That is the story that the woman was alluding to. Wealthy people, let's go like this. Wealthy people are complaining about just the ridiculousness, and it's because it's absolutely ridiculous. And so because it's it's historically been an LGBTQ beach. I don't even know what that means. I guess, gay people have been getting naked there for a long time. Now, being naked in state of Washington isn't illegal, but when it ventures over into doing sex acts, that's in the open. That's when you've crossed the line. Any of the stuff that's been notably observed and videotaped and submitted to the city time and time and time again, and let's be honest, it's always dudes. You never get a complaint of, hey, except if they're homeless and they're just taking craps and, peeing on the sidewalk. There's a woman that's openly masturbating. You never hear those stories, do you? No, very rare. It's dudes. It's dudes. At one point in time, they were going to do a $500,000 anti-masturbation structure. They're going to build something. Instead, they put up some green material on the fence and say, don't look around. Don't look at the nude part of the beach, because that's where the naked people go now. That's their solution. Put up kind of a fence and say, all right. So for those of you who enjoy being clothed, you can be in this section. You can't experience the waterfront, which is just a handful of steps down, but you won't be overrun with all those naked people doing weird stuff down at the waterfront, just a few steps away. You going to take your kids to the playground, have them be around that, with knowing that there's just shenanigans happening just beyond the fence and barricade? No, you're not. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. I was at this park years ago. I don't know how many years ago. With my girlfriend, because we'd always kind of heard about it. And the reason that we wanted to go is that I kind of wanted to check in on, and we heard about the dude who came from the Veretta Park. That is this park right here. And homeless dude wanders down. It's only a couple of blocks, if that. And wandered down, tore all the stuff up, put it in the porta potty and called it good. Went back up, smoked some fatty at Veretta Park. Meanwhile, cops are chasing him around. This park here, it's also a green space and memorial to Kurt Cobain. He killed himself, and I believe it's this house right here. He killed himself, and I was there a day or two after he did that because I wanted to see what it looked like, just police response, knowing that this area, I've done a ton of appraisals over the years in this area because it's a really expensive, nice upper end area. And that's why they're not tolerating utter shenanigans at the park. And when the neighbors, start to drop the hammer and the city can't really close it, because if they close it, then the LGBTQ community is just going to go berserk. Meanwhile, the parents of adjoining homes that want to enjoy their neighborhood park with waterfront access, they can't because there's literally guys jacking off in their truck for 6 hours. There's people driving up from Tacoma, an hour away, to do that at this park. People having sex openly at this park. It's just, it's devolved into a free-for-all because the city doesn't know what to do, and their solution, well, maybe if people don't look at it openly, it'll all be good. It'll all be good. Do you think these guys are going to abide by the new rules? No. No, they're not. They're just not. I mean, it's absolutely, it's a solution that lacks. We heard that from that woman. I mean, it's so, and it's so ironic that the place just gets vandalized the minute the city has a solution up, right? Seattle's notorious nude beach, and it has never been an authorized nude beach. And now the city of Seattle, apparently they're going that direction because the city of Seattle lacks any balls whatsoever. I mean, literally just, oh, we got to keep everybody happy. How do we do that? How about you just people that are doing things? And let's be honest, it's a tiny, tiny percentage of the LGBTQ plus community because the rest of LGBTQ plus, they're not on board with this either. They're like, no, that's not part of our value system. But for a few handful, it's anything goes. And that's why Seattle is a park known on a national basis as Pervert Park. This article goes on to say visual barriers and signs have been installed at Denny Blaine Park, dividing it into clothing and clothing optional sections. Well, now that it is officially a clothing optional beach, and it's in a really dense, expensive residential community. That's some of the rub here, right? That's some of the rub here because the folks that live in this community have money and they're gonna bitch. This is not gonna be the solution that they're looking for because ultimately it doesn't get rid. It doesn't, you're not incarcerating the criminals committing acts of crime. You're not doing that. Why aren't we doing that? Oh, because they're doing it under the auspices of this is what you do at a gay beach, right? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Newest additions are in response to the preliminary injunction filed in July after a judge said, you got to shut it down or do something. This is what they came up with. Well, just put up a little bit of a barricade so you can't quite see through. You can see the guy kind of going to town on himself, but not really. Just don't look. That's the attitude the city of Seattle has. They don't want to piss anybody off, so they don't make anybody happy. And this is what you got. Now, the folks that are doing all the crazy stuff, are they going to be happy that non-crazy people aren't going to be able to watch them anymore? No, they're doing it because that's what they like to do. They're exhibitionists. This is what's happening. A normal nude beach, you don't have stories about this kind of stuff going on all the time. But this beach in particular has kind of always had that, I guess, reputation, I guess is what it's called. Reputation. When I went there with my girlfriend years ago, probably 10, 15 years ago, maybe something like that. There was nothing weird going on. You didn't have guys jacking off. It wasn't like that at all. I don't remember anybody even being nude. In particular, us. We were not. We were close by doing an appraisal, or I was doing an appraisal or something. Hey, let's meet up at the park and we'll go look at Kurt Cobain's deal. And so, it's one of those combo deals. Yeah, let's look at the Looney Tunes that may or may not be doing some. I don't remember there being anything of particular, but that's the only time I've really been there in recent years. What they're saying, if the problem is bad actors, why are we limiting the footprint for, peaceful beachgoers? Why are peaceful beachgoers who are clothed, as you do, in a public park, why are they not allowed to go to the waterfront? Well, because you don't want them looking at the bad actors. And you want to give those bad actors committing crimes space to keep committing crimes. Make that make sense. How does this make any sense whatsoever? It doesn't. That's why Seattle is ripe for podcasts for years and years and years and years. Because leadership, nobody will take a stand. They just won't take a stand against criminal activity. Hey, those guys over there humping, that's illegal. Arrest them, incarcerate them. Oh, we can't do that. Hey, those guys over there that are doing, good Lord, who knows what? Arrest them, incarcerate them. Oh, no, we can't. This is their beach. Yeah, but it's a public park. Everybody pays taxes for this bad boy. So what are we going to do? Literally, solution. So this is their most recent solution. On Thursday, like the day it got installed, maybe it got installed on a Wednesday. I don't know. By Thursday, it was vandalized and torn down. And then by Friday, it was put back up. How many times are we going to go back and forth on this ridiculous story before somebody actually gets the police involved and says, hey, they're committing crimes here. Can you guys do something? And somebody says, you know what? Maybe if we just had the police here, that would solve things. Let's check out this story. This is from King.
Sebastian, this fence behind me here is raising tension. A community group took the city to court over this nude beach. They allege lewd acts out in the open, so a judge ordered the city to find a solution, and just as they raised this barrier, vandalism.
Oh,
to the naked eye,
the irony.
Blaine is a park tucked away in an East Seattle neighborhood.
There's a beautiful park, just to hang out, meet people.
A closer look, and you'll see people comfy enough to lay bare.
This is where I come to meditate, come be at peace. As soon as the weather hits over 70 degrees, we come out here and just relax.
Clothes are optional on the other side of the fence. Visitors say they lost green space ever since the fence went up this week. Some surrounding homeowners and others say they've...
That's the downtown Bellevue skyline. That is one of the prettiest settings ever for a park. Mount Rainier is right over here. It's right over here. The Blue Angels fly right through here. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. And you've got this construction-looking fence, a green fence, so hideous because city officials, they don't know what to do. Oh my God, we're going to offend somebody with actually putting up a law. We're going to offend somebody by getting the cops out here and arresting people breaking the law. Oh, good Lord, what do we do? I mean, this whole story is just absolute peak Seattle insanity.
Seen too much over the years.
We want to see the park become a friendly place for everyone.
Lee Keller with the community group Denny Blaine for All took the city to court.
This has never been really about nudity for us. This has been about the illegal and illicit and really uncomfortable activities that are full-blown scary. Indecent exposure, masturbation multiple times a day.
This week, a park security guard called police, adding to the streak of controversy. A man allegedly living in a tent tore off part of the tarp and threw it in a honey bucket.
It's not even a permanent fence. It's see-through. It's easily broken down. It's now being vandalized.
She says it's something the court should keep in mind as it looks at how effective the fence is.
There are 60 days now for the court to take a look and for everybody to observe to see what's happening. At the end of 60 days, we'll meet the city back in the court, and we look forward to a resolution to this.
I hate it.
Undeterred, it is taboo, but people say the slim part of the beach is part of what makes Seattle feel like home.
Yeah, yes. It's like you're having a conversation with somebody, everything's just all out in the open.
I could see why some people might want a fence, but it seems rather limiting. There's only so much space down below.
The fence is fixed. The parking lot here has been full at some points this afternoon. Meanwhile, city attorneys say they're looking to strike a balance between the city's LGBTQ plus community and surrounding residents around this historic place. Live in Seattle, Alex McClune, King 5 News.
I mean, you really can't make this stuff up. Other cities, other communities, if you're breaking the law, they're going to arrest you. And they're probably going to have some type of incarceration and or fine, and you're not going to do it again. Seattle, what do? Put up a fence. What could go wrong? Well, we are watching what could go wrong in real time. In 60 days, the shenanigans that'll happen in the next 60 days at that park, you're going to be off the hook. You're going to be off the hook. Seattle. It's some wild stuff. I mean, it is rapidly devolving into Lord knows what. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for joining. Love to have you subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.